Yo, check this out. This is Seletine, your social architect, here on Keep It Real Fridays, here with another review just to touch on possibly one of the best albums of 2021 in hip-hop in Zimbabwe. So, without any further ado, let's get to it.
Sungura Museve Mandinzo muchato mabisa matanda munseve Sound remadhara yedu hari pere Ndotoze Sungura ndotoze Museve Museve
So, we got Tanto Wavie. He is the originator of Trap Sue. But before we get into the Trap Sue, let me just give a young backstory of how I even came across his music. 2018, that's when I started listening to Tanto Wavie. But at the time, he was just doing a whole bunch of remixing and still trying to find himself, I guess. But he remixed the whole Takura album. And I remember on the interview when he came on Keep It Real Fridays, I asked him, yo, cool, where'd you get the beats? And he said he actually remade all the beats and rewrote like all the songs and just remixed all. He put like a whole into that, but unfortunately it wasn't quite received well by Takura. I guess the music. Okay. Like I'm playing I guess the muse of that project. And yeah, so I think one of the biggest criticisms he got was you don't have your own style. You're trying to be Duke. You don't have your own bag. So when he did come back, this is just an intelligent guess. It's not what he told me, but after a lot of that criticism, he came back with his own sound and he just started pushing his own sound. Because I don't recall him even remixing any other Takura song from day onwards. He was just doing him. And people actually were feeling that vibe. I remember that's around about the time he started, to do it with the John Chibadura, and that went viral. Johnny Chibadura, take a good digitera, Johnny Chibadura, Johnny Chibadura, Johnny Chibadura, Johnny Chibadura, Chibadura, Johnny Chibadura, Johnny Chibadura. Today we're here celebrating Sungura Museve, his latest release in 2021. So track number 1, the intro, he sets it off with an interlude with one of his homeboys just bigging him up, just telling, but yo, this the man, this guy can go quiet, he's that dude, come back scorching hot. None of these guys you guys put him against can F with him on any level. So I guess this, you can tell he's on his God complex tip where that's what he's setting up for the rest of the album. And love, I don't know who the chick is who's doing the ad-libs, the Sungura Museve singing. She's quite cool. If anybody can find her, please, I'd like to know. And then getting into the second track, the title track, where he's just basically just talking about how Trap Sue, the sound he coined and currently shaping and molding, how it makes the clubs and the young people go crazy, and how people are feeling him. So with all that as well, he pays homage to the originators as well, not by name, but just recognition of like, yo, this is the stuff which our old timers used to vibe at back in the day, So it's quite vibey as well. And one thing I'd like to say is, with Sungura, even the original before it's mixed, all the songs are more or less like, when I hear a Sungura song, you can actually kind of like picture it being performed. They're all melodic in that it's like it's like performance music. So even when I'm listening to this album, I can get that whole, I'm in a performance kind of space. I don't know if that's what he was going for, but that's the vibe I was getting. Like, with every song I was hearing, I could actually picture dude just rocking the stage, just singing this stuff, melody for melody, and just touching hearts when he did his thing. So track 2, he's warming up, and then we get into track 3, Mudibisi. Just for the people who may not understand that Shona word, what I got from that was someone who likes to just interject into a lot of things. Someone who doesn't really have a solid opinion, who's wishy-washy, and yeah, I guess someone who just brings negativity, and negativity might follow him. So that's what I got from TPC, and I guess we've got cats like that in society as well. So that was another dope track to just vibe into as well. It just makes you think, but making you think as well with that trap guitar vibe and that drill feel. And another question I would have for the young man is, I'd like to know if he actually plays guitar, because that would be an interesting thing. Like, the homie, like, if he's performing this stuff live, is he gonna have like a band and he'll be in the forefront, like on the cover? So that's another question I'm just curious about. But yeah, it just gives that whole performance vibe. And then gets into 007, not really a song I would go to, something I would skip by, because it's just someone just flexing. I think he's in warm-up on this. He just did like a quick 100 meter dash with DPC, and he's just you know. So that's what I feel this 007 track is, you know. Ngomazo Jambisa one. I think I heard that in a couple of songs, so on this album. So I'm like, okay, every song no Jambisa. Come on, is there gonna be more to it? But yes, there was more. So 007, yeah, I only gave it one listen. When I did the second listen, I had to skip through that. It wasn't my taste. And then Sapira Pavana, I was like, yes, that's your bag. That's the bag. You flourish it. I'm feeling it. You know, just talking about how people just fall in love blindly and stuff. Real life shit. Stuff that generates conversation. Stuff that people go through. And he put it quite well. Well-written song. And then, I don't know if I skipped it, the Bachi song, the only collab on the album. I like to say it's good when people from the different parts of hip-hop in Zimbabwe merge. I think it's good for the culture, but I don't know if this was the song, because it was really inorganic, because it kind of felt like Denim just sent his verse. You know, Denim snapped. I don't want to lie, Denim snapped. It just seems like they were just rapping about two different things, you know. So Denim was rapping about, so he was going off. Just sounded like a freestyle. I know he put Tanto's name in there somewhere. Just sounded like a Hot 16. Nothing more, nothing less. But would have loved to see a bit more cohesiveness in what they were doing together as a duo. So I don't know if this was the right collab. I hope they did more, and I hope next time they actually do sit down and just do things organic, because this really sounds like one of those mail them in. There's nothing wrong with mail them in records, but as long as, you know, there's some sort of synergy that's being kept. I think it's one of the few songs where Tanto actually puts in a few English bars in there. So I'm happy for it, you know. I'm sure if the culture is happy for it, I'm happy for it as well. It's not a train wreck. So it's an album cut which is better than a lot of people's singles. That's a fact. That's a fact. And then Dzinga Mnyama, it's like a 420 song about weed. You know, some for some of his core fans, for someone who's done like an EP, you know, or project about weed. So I guess it's something his core followers would appreciate. I don't necessarily smoke, so it's not for me, and I'm not gonna tear it down as well. It's a good song, but not for me. Something I'll skip. Jese, the track Jese as well. It's a whole bunch of fluff for me. So I just like the love songs. Or not really love songs per se, but the songs which really just talk about dope life things, dope life perspectives, and he's good at that. So I guess maybe with 007, with this Jesse song, he was, and this Dzinga Mnyama, I guess those are the songs where he's just trying to have fun with it, which is cool. I'm not really a serious guy, too serious guys as well. So don't kill me, don't kill me. Then we get into Hatiyangu. That's another one as well, on repeat. Love that when he gets into his R&B bag. I don't know if he'd be writing all these on his own. I'll assume he is, because I checked the Spotify credits. It's just mainly him credited on the writers, or unless they didn't credit it right. And then Shenda Nepi, you know, a song about I like this bit where he talks about that you guys want to sit down for me and discuss my own fate, you know, type of vibe where he's just talking about people trying to do an intervention to some regard from that little bar. So, but getting to the last song of the album, Sakura. At first I was like, wow, let me listen to this close because of his history with his arch nemesis. It's a bit of a weird space that they're in. I don't know if they've actually like sat down to chop it up after their little discrepancy. But yeah, I had to, yeah, it was quite a good track where he just talked about Kanata Kura, you know, growing up, the things and some of the expectations, some of the things you wanted to do, we thought we'd be able to do when we grow up, Takura. So he knew what he was doing with that. He knew what he was doing. I'm sure a lot of people are going to check for it like, whoa, what? Singing about homie. But maybe a Takura feature on this would have been like how people got excited about Jay-Z on a Kanye track again. So because I think they just a lot of people were like, yo, dude. I remember people were like, yo, why don't you embrace Youngin? Youngin is remixing your shit. Youngin, it looks like he's a big fan. Why don't you embrace? But I don't think that went well. I think there was need for a big homie or someone to just mediate that. So hopefully one day, I hope it's not too far. I mean, or maybe Takura is just waiting for him to also, for Tanto to also level up. But I don't think it's too far. Maybe we'll see that collab one day. And just to also speak on his rollout. I have no complaints. Of course, I didn't see any visuals, but the good thing is it's available on a lot of streaming platforms, which a lot of local artists don't get right. It's available on all major DSPs, which is one thing I gotta commend this team, but they gotta get rid of all the other pages though, because they're just like 4 Spotify Tanto Wavie profiles on this. So if you might go on one of them, you might not see the album, but if you go on the one with the album art, that's where you find it. So yeah, but shout out to him. I'm looking forward to if there's going to be a build-up, if there's going to be visuals. He's also good with visuals. He's got a couple of visuals to his name as well. So I'm curious how this thing is going to go from on here. So shout out to Tanto Wavie. So out of the whole project, they probably just maybe 3 songs I don't really mess with like that, which I'll probably be skipping through. 007, Jesse, and what else? Baby Bachi. I don't really feel that song. But yeah, it's a solid project altogether. Definitely sounds like an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. No complaints. Best contender for album of the year if they don't slight him. Very innovative. He's riding his own wave. So I hope people recognize and people support. Shout out to Tanto Wavie. Hope to talk to you soon, Chief. Till next time, I'm Seletine at Seletine on all social media platforms. Keep It Real Fridays on all social media platforms and DSPs. Till next time.
And then did it wave, it can get Tanto.